Gets me every time. Welcome to News to You, where I bring you the news that doesn't bring you the blues. In international affairs, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has apologized for going to a costume party with an Arabian Nights theme, wearing a turban and brown face makeup. Now, before jumping to conclusions of racial insensitivity, keep in mind that the photo was taken way back in the 1950s when that sort of it was taken in 2001, okay? Maybe he was still young and didn't know any better. Trudeau was a teacher at a private school. Right. So I'm going to have to assume the class was titled, "We Canadians are generally nice, but are we nice enough to get away with wearing blackface? 101. No. The answer is no. All the time, in every semester. Trudeau, you get an F.
Ooh, face!
The photo became public 1 week after he launched his re-election campaign, and his political rivals pounced, with Conservative Party leader Andrew Scheer saying, "Wearing brown face is an act of open mockery and racism." Now, Trudeau confronted the scandal on Wednesday, saying,
"In 2001, when I was a teacher out in Vancouver, I attended an end-of-year gala where the theme was Arabian Nights, and I dressed up in an Aladdin costume and put makeup on. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better, but I didn't, and I'm really sorry."
Was this photo racist in your opinion?
Yes. Yes, it was. I didn't consider it a racist action at the time, but now we know better, and this was something that was unacceptable, and yes, racist.
What was that? A country's head of state apologized for a mistake he made? Despicable. Someone get this guy a Sharpie. Moving on to the United Kingdom's version of a stable genius, Prime Minister Boris Johnson suspended Parliament from September 10th until October 14th in an attempt to silence opposition to his promised exit from the EU on October 31st, with or without a deal. His move is being challenged in the Supreme Court as members of the House of Commons accuse Johnson of lying to the Queen in order to get her approval for the suspension. Now, after repeated defeats in Parliament and losing a majority of supporters in his own party, even his own brother quit. I mean, come on. Johnson has tried his best to appear unrattled by all things Brexit, like that time he tried to get some positive press by visiting the children's ward at the Whipps Cross Hospital, and everything went according to plan.
It's been destroyed, and now you come here for a press opportunity.
Well, actually, there's no press here.
What do you mean there's no press here? Who are these people?
It's like a scene right out of The Thick of It. The Office? You know what? Whatever. Additionally, in an abrupt about-face, the British government admitted that it could not meet the EU's Brexit deadline after an ultimatum was issued from French President Emmanuel Macron and Finnish Prime Minister Antti Rinne. The ultimatum wanted the UK to submit written proposals for alternatives to the Irish backstop, the main impasse in the Brexit negotiations, by September 30th. Now, Brexit has been going on for so long, it can be turned into a soap opera, and I'm just waiting to see when Boris Johnson's evil psycho twin wakes up from a coma and makes his debut. Oh, I already missed it? Ah, shucks. On the domestic front, and speaking of fruitless negotiations, China and the United States were set to resume face-to-face talks for the first time in almost 2 months to lay the groundwork for high-level talks in October regarding America's version of Brexit, Donald Trump's trade war. But Trump and his advisors lie so much that it's near impossible to know if the face-to-face talks actually mean a meeting with people representing China, or if it's just more executive time where Trump will face the TV and then talk to the faces on the TV. Spoiler alert, they can't hear you. But who else is here? Greta Thunberg, the 16-year-old climate activist who behaves more like an adult than the U.S.'s 72-year-old Lorax and actually worth listening to, spoke with purpose to a committee of congressional members imploring that they listen to the science and take real action. The members at the hearing, like Representative Garret of Louisiana, are paid by fossil fuel companies and electric utilities to argue that maybe there is not really, anything wrong with the environment. Or they'll pull the tired, what about everyone else card, as seen in this exchange with Greta.
Along the way. And for every one piece of trash that you pick up, there's a boat right next to you dumping out 5 pieces. How would that make you feel?
Well, first of all,
if you use that logic, then I am also dumping a lot of trash in the ocean. And then I would stop dumping my trash in the ocean and tell the other boat to stop dumping their trash in the ocean as well.
And that's the important point here. I think that what we need to be doing is we need to be focusing on the countries that are dumping trash in the ocean. Of course, that's a metaphor.
Now, he's taken over $500,000 from oil and gas and energy companies, which is quite a lot of green, so it's no wonder he doesn't see a problem. Batting an eye towards beauty news, if you see a problem with strangers viewing you as unfriendly when you know you're the friendliest person that you know, maybe consider Botox? Yes, people suffering from RBF, commonly known as resting bitch face, a facial expression that makes someone appear more irritated or angry than they feel, are visiting plastic surgeons to make themselves look more approachable. Curing the angry expression involves injecting filler and sometimes Botox in areas such as the sides of the mouth, the skin between the eyebrows, and underneath the lips to make the face appear more fuller and softer. Certified plastic surgeon Dr. David Schaefer from New York said this is a common request and that he helps his patients achieve a pleasant resting face. The procedure takes around 10 to 20 minutes, can cost into the thousands, and typically lasts up to 2 years. So if your RBF is keeping you from making friends, you have the option to literally put on a happy face. Logging onto the internet, the faces of some Instagram influencers won't be so happy after the company announced that it will block users under 18 years old from viewing posts promoting plastic surgery and weight loss products. Those influencers get paid sponsorships to push certain products to their young audience, often neglecting to say that they're doing an ad read. This effort was helped along by the Good Place actor Jamila Jamil, who's been an outspoken advocate for stricter restrictions on what can be marketed on the platform. I genuinely think this will move kids and teens who struggle with body image issues in a more healthier direction, away from trying to emulate all of the, photoshopped impossibilities currently on Instagram. I mean, come on, what is that? What's less of a mystery these days is the Apple iPhone. The newest model iPhone 11 and 11 Pro are so much better than last year's, but nowhere near as great as next year's. How's that possible, you ask? It has 3 cameras in one location. And it looks exactly the same as last year's. Oh golly gee. And I've lost interest. Lastly, a 19-year-old woman in Lincoln, Nebraska decided it'd be a good idea if she used a butane torch to burn some love letters from her ex in her bedroom, leave some of them on the floor, then go into another room to take a nap. No one was injured, but the fire caused an estimated $4,000 in building damage. So word to the wise that these are the things that can happen when you hold on to the memory of an old flame. That's all there is for now, folks. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you got a couple chuckles out of this, but if not,